Assalamu alaikum students. Now we will read the next lesson of Oxford Progressive English Class 6. Open your books at page 59. It is next lesson of Unit 3. Title is Crows No. It is actually short story of a girl, Yasmin. I'm going to read the text first. The children stood in a circle in the playground, looking at the small body on the ground. Other children shouted and laughed from the swings and the jungle gym, but the group surrounding the dark bundle had fallen curiously silent. One of the children pushed an adventurous foot out and touched it timidly. Timidly means without any force. "It's dead," the brave one declared. "It is not," said another. "Yes, it is," asserted the first. Another child poked her foot and the body, and when it didn't move, agreed with the opinion of the first child. "It is dead," the eagle squatted. The children gasped. Gasp means panting. One or two knelt down, and the third brought a stick to nudge the body. Nudge means to push. "Look, there's where they bit at it. It must have been a big fight," Yasmin said in a small voice. "I saw it when it fell to the ground. There were 3 or 4 of them. Big kites." Nobody listened to her. They grew bored with their find and ran away, calling to each other, shouting happily. Death clouded their minds only for an instant, and then they were back to normal, playing and fighting and making up as always. Only Yasmin stayed behind, regarding the body in the silence. She had never seen a dead body before, except that time when her grandmother had died, but that had been a death acknowledged by more important people than the children in her class. Even her mother had cried bitterly and cried out in a loud voice for Nani to come back. Lots of the grown-ups had hushed her. Hushed means to silence her, and pointed in Yasmin's direction. "Be strong for your daughter, you must." Nobody seemed to want to put that much effort in the morning for that creature. Morning means when you feel sad. A lump of feathers and flesh and bones, which was now curling up in a strange contorted position. Contorted means very twisted. Yasmin knelt down and looked more closely at the crow. Its eyes were still open. Once bright and beady, they were now clouding over. The grey fuzz. Fuzz is a kind of hair-like growth. Still looked soft and warm, and Yasmin had to stare hard to make sure that the black feathers over its wings weren't still rising and falling with its breathing. Yasmin didn't want the others to see her lingering. Lingering means moving near over the crow's body. It wasn't as if it was a beautiful creature like a swan. The other girls sometimes played at being a swan in the ballet Swan Lake and pirouetted on their toes, their arms raised above their heads like the wings of swans. It would have been all right to cry as well if it had been a deer, a large mother doe like Bambi in the movie. But a crow was too ugly to deserve any tears. The whistle sounded for the end of the recess, and Yasmin ran back to her class with the other children, leaving the crow lying beneath the tall, stalactite roots of the banyan trees. Okay. Well, I'm going to give you the summary of the lesson, that it is about the little girl Yasmin, who is deeply affected by the death of the crow in the playground. Children stood in a circle and were looking at the dead body of the crow. They remained silent for a while, then they went back to playing. Only Yasmin stayed near the crow's body for some time, because she had already encountered her grandmother's death, but no one seemed to mourn at the crow's death. So they all went away. Yasmin also didn't want anyone to see her near the dead body of the crow, because she thinks that they will take her as a weird girl and they will make fun of her. So at the end of the recess, she also ran back to her class. So come to next page. We are going to do the question and answers. Page number 60. and reading for detail. You have to prepare the page like this one. You have to mention classwork, school days, then title of the story, Crow Snow. Then first question, how did the children in the playground react to the dead crow? Answer, in the playground, the children stood in a circle and looked at the body of the crow. Yasmin spoke in a small voice. What does this tell you about her? The answer is, this tells us that Yasmin is shy and timid girl. Third question, how do you know that the death of Yasmin's grandmother had been an important event in her life? Answer is, it was the first death she had ever encountered. The people she thought were very important were grieved on their death. Next question, why did Yasmin do not want the other children to see that she was upset about the death of the crow? The answer is, she was afraid that other children will make fun of her. Next question, how does Yasmin stand out as different from the other children? Answer is, Yasmin was more sensitive than other children, so she was more affected by the crow's death. Lesson is done. Thank you so much.